Imagine your teacher has given you the task of writing an essay. Since you're a procrastinator, you just started to write on your computer 1 hour before the deadline. So you started working. 50 minutes have passed, but somehow the assignment still hasn't been finished yet. So you started to panic and try to increase your typing speed. In doing so, you accidentally press the wrong button. And then your work is gone. All of it. But no need to worry, because you have mastered all types of keyboard shortcuts. You press the Control button and then the letter Z. And then, voila, it magically appears. So, after writing the last paragraph of your essay, you eventually submit it on time. Phew, that was a close call. You almost didn't make it. All thanks to Ctrl+Z shortcut that lets you to undo or cancel the last action performed on your computer. This shortcut is very helpful to address problems where we accidentally type or delete something on your computer. So we might wonder, can this shortcut be used to address other type of problems? This type of problems, for example, where we, humans, accidentally damage nature. The human race has been living on Earth for about 200,000 years. We develop inventions and technologies to make our lives easier. In doing so, we use natural resources, in which we occasionally do so carelessly. As a result, these kind of things happen. From deforestation, water pollution, species loss, and other kinds of problems that cannot be mentioned individually. So can we use Ctrl+Z shortcut to undo the damages that we've done to nature? Well, obviously, but unfortunately, no. It cannot solve this type of problems. Fortunately, we have some strategies to help us reverse this type of damages. But first, we need to ask another important question. Do we really have to undo the damages? Previously, when you write the essay, you needed to use the Ctrl+Z shortcut because otherwise, you would miss the deadline and your teacher wouldn't like it very much. But for this, beyond their unappealing appearances, they also pose a threat to our ability to live on Earth. The Earth is an intricate system consisting of several aspects that interconnected to each other. The atmosphere is the layer of gases surrounding the Earth. The hydrosphere encompasses all forms of water, and lithosphere is the rocky and solid part of the planet, and the biosphere, which includes all kinds of living organisms. Each of these spheres interact to the other ones and influence one another. So if we have a problem in one of the spheres, it can definitely affect the other ones. Let's take one example. Deforestation. If we cut the forest, all the animals that live in it would lose their home. This would lead to a decline in plant and animal species, which can be called species loss. Additionally, tree removal also releases carbon to the atmosphere, which contributes to global warming. It also exposes soil to erosion, making it landslide prone, and eventually can lead to water pollution. And by the time when it's already too late, many animals and plants will be dead. We won't have clean water to drink, and the air is very dangerous for us to breathe. So, yes, we need to undo the damages that we do to nature. We have several strategies to reverse the damages based on the type of the damage. We will focus on the three problems mentioned earlier. First is water pollution, which includes physical and chemical contaminants. For the physical contaminants, it is fairly easy to clean them because we can just pick them up, just as shown in the picture, or use a filtration method. For the chemical contamination, on the other hand, we need to have a more complex treatment methods. In the event of oil spill, for example, we need to use specialized materials to absorb the oil. There is also a microorganism or chemicals that we can introduce to help break down the oil. The next one is species loss. We need wildlife conservation to prevent them from the extinction. We provide exceptional care for them to produce new offspring and then eventually preventing them from being extinct. And lastly, for the deforestation, we can reverse the damage simply by replanting the trees on the area and nurture them to maturity. The species of the plants also need to be chosen carefully so that it is well suited to the local conditions. So now you might think that all the problems have been solved, right? Because we have these strategies right here. Well, the issue is these methods require substantial resources and time for them to have an effect on nature. Suppose we cut down an entire forest. Even if we replant trees on the area directly, imagine how many years it would take for a mature forest to develop, the one that we, humans and wildlife, can utilize. So, in addition to undoing the damage, we also need to reduce the damage done to nature. The first one, the global community needs to encourage each country to implement stringent regulations and promote sustainable practices. This image is the Paris Agreement, a legally binding international treaty on climate change. They wanted to limit the rate of global warming by pushing the country to promote actions, sustainable actions that reduce greenhouse gas emissions. This is a significant step for us to combat the environmental issues together, and we greatly need it. And secondly, and arguably the most important thing, is the contribution from us. It doesn't have to be a very big or significant actions that we do, like preventing deforestation from happening in your city or initiating a community that cleans rivers every week. No. Even the small actions matters if we actually do it. By implementing 3R, or reuse, reduce, and recycle, and creating eco-bricks, we can help to reduce waste that can end up in ocean, reducing water pollution. Using public transportation and saving electricity would also reduce the amount of air pollution emitted to the atmosphere, because most of the electricity that we have right now still comes from fossil fuel power plant. These small acts might have a little impact if only some of us do it. So that's why we also need to educate. In addition to educating ourselves regarding environmental issues, we also need to educate those around us by setting a good example. We also need to encourage them to doing the same by reminding them the importance of preserving the natural environment. If we all work in this together, even the smallest acts would give us a great impact on the world. Finally, we need to realize that every single thing that we do, big or small, would have an effect to nature. And as long as we don't have the Ctrl+Z shortcut to magically undo the damage that we've done to nature, we must be careful in every single action that we take. Thank you.